Hoi hoi folks, good morning, good afternoon and good evening wherever you are in the world. My name's Sean, aka Uncle Frogface, and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, then welcome. If you're not new, then welcome back. And a little bit earlier than normal this month, we are going to do our Promptsquad prompt. So I'm doing this a little bit earlier because I don't know whether this is going to actually work, but I had an idea. So if you don't know, Promptsquad is a group of artists, friends, and we will get together, and once a month we're given a random prompt and we have to create a piece of artwork around that. And then one of our members posts those in a compilation on YouTube. So I'll leave links down below if you want to check out past Promptsquads. The prompt for this one was nail/body art. So I like to bite off more than I can chew sometimes. So I've decided that this time I will turn myself into a classic masterpiece, I suppose. So I've done lots of miniature master studies and I've got others coming up soon. But this time I'm going to use some acrylic paint on some clothes and some face paint on myself and attempt to turn myself into a replica of a self-portrait from Van Gogh. So I really don't know how this is going to turn out. I was out this morning and I picked up a very cheap jacket and a hat from a charity shop, and these are going to be my kind of foundation clothes pieces, and they're just a white shirt, and then the rest is going to be painted, but this is a little bit drab as it stands. So I also need to paint these two, which is where the acrylic paint comes in. This was something I was going to be wearing all the time, then I would use fabric paint, but this is a one-off, so acrylic paint is absolutely fine. And then I'm actually waiting for some more face paints to be delivered from Amazon. So yeah, that should give this time to arrive, and I'll get back to you and give you an update soon. And I really don't know how this is going to turn out because I've not done any planning at all. Wish me luck. So we're all painted now, and I've only painted the bits that you're actually going to see when I'm posing, and it's kind of drying. It's getting there. But yeah, it doesn't look like much at the moment, but when it all comes together, it will make a lot more sense, hopefully. Yeah, I think so. I am still waiting for my face paint to arrive, so I'm going to go and have a cup of tea, clean my hands, wait for this to dry fully, and I'll be back with you and we can get started with my actual face painting. And welcome back. So, as I said, I'm going to be attempting to turn myself into a Van Gogh, and obviously I don't have the same face structure as Van Gogh because, you know, I have food to eat and don't have a drawn-in face. But what I'm going to be doing today is using this Revolution, Creator Revolution makeup palette. So this is the face paint palette. It's got some really lovely colours in it. So it's not sponsored, not affiliated, but there you go. You can see yourselves as well. And I'm going to be attempting to turn myself into one of those self-portrait painters. First thing I need to do, well, I need to apply a bit of a white base as well. And this is also Revolution. So this is Revolution Special Effects white base. There we go. So I'm going to be using that with some of the colours to give myself a kind of a toned base to work from. But before I can even get into that, I need to clean my face. So I'm going to get all of the concealer and stuff off my face and then prime. So this is just some primer. So I'll come back to you once I'm ready to really start painting. So I'll be back in just a minute. So now you can see just how bad my face actually is. Ugh, it looks terrible. That's what makeup's for. So I've got this SFX white base. I'm not going to go heavy on the white. I'm just going to kind of even out my skin tone and then come in with the face paint palette. And we're going to use some of the yellow and some of the green, and that will dull it down. So my idea is basically the pose that I'm looking for is this pose, which means that the light is going to be hitting me here on the edge of the ear. I've also primed my ear and kind of a little bit of the neck, but I'm looking at where all the shadows are going to be as well, and that's where the green part is going to go. It's just my base layer. I'm then going to go in with some invisible setting powder, set that, let it set for kind of good 15 minutes. Once that's done, then we can start looking at some of the details. And I am going to be painting down my neck as well. I've got a shirt to wear, but obviously I need to get this part painted as well. I'm not really worried about this side of my face because this is really all we're going to be seeing. So that's where I'm going to be concentrating. You know, why make more work for myself? So I'm going to get started with some of this white. So all I'm doing is I've got some on the back of my hand. I'm just taking some, dabbing it, kind of putting it on, and evening it out with a makeup sponge. I have realised that obviously Van Gogh has ginger hair, so I do have red in my palette and I have some browns as well, so I could make it a ginger colour. What I'm going to do is go quite heavy on kind of my own facial hair and my hair on the sides here to give myself a better base, because the paint is going to go better over a lighter base than a darker one. So yeah, that is the plan. I'll come back to you once I've got all the white down and we can start looking at blending some of the other colours in as well. So I'll see you in a minute. So that's all the white base done and makes my teeth look horrible. But it also makes me realise that I don't mind going grey as much. It actually looks okay. So yeah, I've been worried about going grey for a long time, but now it's time for some colour. So I'm going to use this. We're going to go in with the yellow first, then some of the greens. We'll do the highlights first, then the lowlights. And the shadows. So I'm get cracking with that. And I'm just going to use a sponge. I'm going to damp this sponge first. But I also don't need my lips to be covered. So I can take the paint off my lips and save me one colouring job. Makes my lips look very red indeed, but that's fine. Okay, let's go in the yellow. So slight update. I'm just setting this white at the moment because the white is water-based, and this one I also thought was water-based. Apparently it's oil-based, so they do not mix well. So I'm going to set this first, then I'll go over. It's fine, it's just a slight extra step, but we'll get there. Well, okay, that's kind of base layers done. I know it looks really odd. I'm still fingers crossed that this is going to work out, but I managed to kind of change my face shape a little bit. Yeah, I think it'll work. So I need to now set this. So I'm just going to use some of the invisible setting powder, leave that on for a good 10-15 minutes, and then once that's all nice and set, I can come in and start adding some of the details on top and some of that kind of expressiveness that Van Gogh has. This is so weird, but I'm enjoying it so far. So let me set this and I'll come back when I start painting some of the details. Okay, so I think we're just about set. So now I'm going to take some of these small makeup brushes that I have. I've got some flat ones, I've got some round ones, I've got some double-ended ones, and we're going to go in and we're going to punch this up with some colours. So the bit is going to have some red in it, it's going to have brown in it. The face is going to have some orange, some blue, some purple, some lots of different colours, really bring in that Van Gogh kind of impressionist vibe. So let's get started. I think I might start with my lips actually, and get a little bit of colour going there. So I look an absolute mess, but I think I've got everything I want to do. So now it's just a case of kind of getting set up and taking a picture. So again, fingers crossed, let's hope this works. Okay, so not too bad, but I hate this aspect ratio. I'm going to go and sit down at the desk again. Let's have a little talk about this. But what do you think? It's really weird, but I just wanted to try a bit of face painting. This was really fun. I've got a towel set up behind me because I'm going to do a couple of photos and try and get that pose in. We'll see. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video, and until next time, as always, goodbye.